Today we're talking a little bit about social media certifications, getting a lot of inquiries about that, especially since social media skill sets and the salaries that go with them are not something that rely heavily on programming and math skills. When we talk about social media, we're talking about media designed to be disseminated through social interaction, okay? Something that creates a highly accessible and scalable publishing technique. There are a large number of sites that are involved in this, and we're going to talk about those in just a little bit. It's basically a shift in how people discover, read, and share news, information, and content. We talk about social media. We're talking about a social network service focusing on building and reflecting social networks and the social relations among people. Okay, building online communities and the interactive communication between those individuals. And real quickly, never hurts to go take a quick look at Wikipedia. There's a large amount, and it's dynamic. It's constantly changing and modifying and growing on the whole concept of social media marketing. Which brings us to the fact that someone has to provide for this social media work, okay? IT unemployment is running around 2.2%, and social media job demand has grown about 75% in each of the last 2 years as companies and individuals wake up and realize that you can't just have a tweet, you can't just have a message go out on Facebook or on a blog without making sure that it correctly addresses all the P's and Q's of the people that might be aware of it, or who might receive it through a resend. Because once something is sent, you have lost control of it. Social media job concentration. As you'll notice, there's heavy job concentrations along the major metropolitan areas, especially the East Coast and West Coast. And there's a nice one right there in the Chicago area. Okay, because Chicago, depending on the day of the week, is either the second or the third largest city here in the U.S., and it has a fair amount of social media effort. Social media job titles run a wide range depending on the person, and they are tied very closely into, if you look at, some very, very nice salary setups for people that have some social media expertise. And there's a reason for the good starting and more experienced salaries. Because companies are discovering that you really can't be competitive and you're leaving money on the table if you don't invest effectively in social media. The reality of it is that today people tend to be highly mobile in their communications to the point of where the Chicago area, Illinois, you can't be on the road on the interstate and be on your have your cell phone on unless it's on a hands-off mode such as Bluetooth. Ever increasing online speeds help to connect even YouTube videos to smartphone technology, which leads to, unfortunately, some people doing things with their smartphones when they're in the car that maybe they should do, like watching a rerun of a TV show. We're also seeing an increasing growth in broadband cellular 3G and 4G networks, bringing new meaning to accessibility of social media and social networking. The growth is huge. You're seeing more and more people and individuals, and I'm one of them, using social media to impact commercial decisions. It's very, very rarely that I will go out and buy anything without climbing on Amazon.com, for example, and reading the reviews of other people that have purchased that product. We also want to make a distinction between social media and social networking. They're related, there is overlap, but they are not the same. Okay, and the websites reflect this. Social media sites such as Flickr, YouTube, are related to but not the same as the social networking sites. And of course, websites like LinkedIn are famous for their social media from a business professional standpoint. The reasons that individuals and organizations get involved in social media is to basically use it to create a buzz around an organization's website or organization's product. Social media can help create inbound links to your organization's website to help you build search engine traffic, such as it's how I basically found and got my yearly Zoom membership for myself and my family. Social networking connections allow your organization to help create loyalty and trust to your customers. People who are having a good experience have a tendency to keep coming back. Why is it important? Especially for the millennials and Generation 2X. If your kids are awake, it's very likely they're connected, they're online. The average young American now spends every waking minute pretty much, including, unfortunately, some time in school when they shouldn't be online, using a smartphone, a computer, TV, or some other electronic device. Okay, children ages 8 to 18 have been documented spending more than 7 hours a day online with such devices, and that doesn't count the 90 minutes that teenagers spend texting or talking on their phones. An excellent video that talks to this point is A Vision of Students Today. You can find it on YouTube, and it actually breaks down by surveys of students and finds that they really need 26, 27 hours in a day for all the things they do, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that they are online so much. Why do organizations invest in social media? It allows them to build powerful relationships with their customers, create awareness, create ambassadors to speak to the value of their product or their organization, create a better, stronger reputation, encourage business and repeat business, encourage connections to an organization, and inspire loyalty, retention. You want those people coming back. At least 75% of the Fortune Global 100 companies use Twitter. 70% of local businesses use Facebook for marketing. I still remember being floored the first time I saw a gas station with a like us on Facebook message out by its gas prices. Approximately 1 out of every 9 people on the planet is on Facebook. And Facebook users spend approximately 15 hours a month on their website. More than 250 million people access Facebook through their mobile devices, and people spend approximately 700 billion minutes per month on Facebook. That's a lot of potential exposure. Why do people feel, or organizations feel, that there might be money in this? This goes to a wonderful video on YouTube, Know Your Meme, on Three Wolf Moon. A simple t-shirt with 3 wolves howling at the moon. It's had almost 3,000 customer reviews, and for every person who reviews it, there are probably 4 to 10 who read the reviews and laugh about them and don't review it. Okay, we're talking about a simple t-shirt, but the reviews are so powerful that I went out and got shirts for all my family. Sales went from maybe 10 a week to over 100 an hour for a brief period in 2009. It actually created a new business model. The company itself, on the mountain, never actually put any money into this. They simply relied on, or they didn't even rely on it. The simple word of mouth and the buzz factor of people having fun with it, creating reviews, even creating a very nice video with a takeoff of the Pocahontas song from Disney, okay, helped convince people that this was something they wanted to be a part of and spend money on, with no input from the parent company, okay? And they sold a lot of t-shirts in a brief moment of time. Social media skills are important because in any endeavor you're going to go through, employers have told the federal and state governments that the things that they think that are important are the ability to utilize resources, work with others, use information available, understand systems, and work with technology. Okay, and when we talk about Office applications, 9 times out of 10 we're talking about Microsoft Office, simply because it tends to be the 600-pound gorilla in the workplace. If you come to a school, and Triton College is certainly a good one to consider, we wrap our social media classes, if you're interested in that, into our technology majors, or you can pick it up as a certificate in your other classes. Our social media classes map to certifications within the CIS department, as well as to the degrees, or you can simply pick them up as a certification on your resume, on your syllabus, in addition to whatever other degree you happen to be involved in. This is a quick look of our social media specialization certification. It's basically 4 classes. 2 classes get you a Office Application Specialist certification, and 2 more focusing on social media allow you to have a legitimate social media certification on your resume, on your transcript, and that can be a nice little tool, because companies have to hire people to do this. Your average person, who tweets or sends a text message is simply not going to be up to speed on all the potential things that can be done for a company. And bear in mind that information technology, that social media, is not a boys' club. Okay, it's very much open to anybody of any persuasion who has an interest in this topic. And the salary and job demand is certainly there. If you have any questions, contact Triton College. We're a public, nonprofit, regionally accredited institution, and we look forward to your input.